in a reputed IT organization, and his repertoire is quite long. Sometimes I get tired, I go out of breath in reading out his list of accomplishments. So let me summarily present about him so that you know whom you're talking to. So number one, he's a wonderful human being. He has a mission to reach and impact, to quote his words, 5,000 people in his life, to help people improve their state of health and happiness. So I was joking, Raghav, that just add few more zero to that 5,000 because a lot of people in the world need his help. And he has also authored a book called Dyttitude, stands for Diet, Yoga and Attitude. You can actually see that book. Raghav, if you have a copy, you can just bring it closer and show. I see one book kept in the...
I think this is the copy.
Stand. That's the book.
That's
okay. So that's available in Amazon. And he is an engineer, but he has done so many things in his life, academically and experientially. He has studied pharmacy, he has studied microbiology, he has very good knowledge of Ayurveda and the whole alternate medical system. Okay, and he is also an integrated yogi counselor. He has helped many people, especially in the weight management space. He has helped people reduce weight from in the range of 2 kg up to 20-25 kgs as well, maybe more as well. So I was amazed by looking at the kind of transformation he has brought in the lives of people. There are many very senior executives, right from presidents to executive presidents to vice presidents, senior vice presidents, business unit heads, HR heads of different organizations that he has helped on a one-on-one basis in their health and happiness journey. I might be missing a few points here, and he is a YCB level 3 certified yoga teacher and evaluator. He lives in Pune with his wife and 2 kids, wonderful sons. And one funny thing about Raghav is that whenever you have a WhatsApp chat with him, he has a number of emojis that he has created with his photos, his son's photos, performing yoga, etc. Okay, that's the fun side of Raghav. He's a childlike heart at heart. So Raghav, fantastic to have you here at 4M Club.
Thank you.
Okay. So while the forum is open, I'll keep sort of navigating through this next 30 to 45 minutes in the context of Abhyanga. So go ahead. So if you can, anything that you want to share, and then start with the context of Abhyanga.
Thank you. Thank you, Manju. That was a very long introduction for a very short person, very small person. Thanks for that. I was just hearing it. Yeah, anybody would like to hear for oneself, because we generally lack self-analysis, and that is done by definitely a second person. So this morning we will put our efforts in discussion. Of course, your questions are very important for all of us. What I will try to do this morning, this 30-35 minutes, let's invest it in a way that you yourself can become abhyanga, what you can say, a subscriber, a prescriber rather than subscriber, right? So you can prescribe the abhyanga. So that level we have to go. Now what we will do, we will slowly go from what is abhyanga, what is the process of it, what is the physiology of it, then what are the advantages of it, then what are the different approaches for abhyanga, and what are the different taila or oil which are actually used for abhyanga. So this is what we can go for, and I would like that you put your questions so that we can actually think of different directions in abhyanga. So very importantly, abhyanga is actually special Ayurvedic warm oil massage This is what is a definition which is given, but it has derived from a Sanskrit word that is actually abhi and anga. So abhi meaning into or to glow, or anga, and anga meaning limb, means appendages. So it is abhyanga. So basically it is into. Why this is so? Because it is through skin, and skin is almost, you can say, 16% of our whole body weight is skin. Highest number of nerve endings, sensors, capillaries, glands, fat, connective tissues, sweat glands, sebaceous glands, these are all incorporated in our skin. And that's why it is very effective media through which something can be passed, something can be incorporated in the body. So you won't imagine that more than 22 square feet organ this particular organ is. Again, it has a lot of connective tissue, all cells, and these cells which are made up of again the cell organelles. So you can imagine that the skin is the key point where you can insert something into the body, and that is where what Ayurveda, especially Ashtanga Hridaya, if you see, it has given a very detailed description about Abhyanga, and that is a way that we can keep our body healthy. So you will find that when you use abhyanga or oil, or the massage of your skin, you will find that the perforation or proliferation of oil from the skin to the last dhatu shukra, that is through different layers. We'll come to that actually, but before that, just wanted to keep in mind that abhyanga is abhyanga. In Ayurveda, it is said that abhyangam acharet nityam, means every day it should be done every day. So what when Manju was saying that abhyanga, some people do it weekly, some people do it actually yearly. So the question you will ask, when it should be done? It should be done daily. Sajara shrama vataha. So shram and vat, it will actually take away. And this particular shloka from the Ashtanga Hridaya second adhyaya, you will find drushti prasad pushti ayu swapna suktva vaktvu dardhu kruta. What does that mean? That you will get a good drushti, good pushti. It means your ayu and your strength of your complete health, strength of your body will actually increase. That means also that you will actually get rid of aging. So aging is a process. You will find that the clock, that is a telomere, which is a part of our chromosomal part of our cells, if this telomere length reduces to half, generally it is said that the aging started, and it reduces below certain length, that means the death is assured. So that is a clock. How it reduces the telomere length is not yet found out. It's not yet completely devised. Whereas it is found that a person who is doing every day the oil massage or abhyanga, that person has less and less aging as compared to the other people. It relieves the excess of vat. So very key point, again point number 3 is that it is used mostly for vata, or for pains, or for ache, or for joints, or for whole body. You'll find why it is used. We'll come to that particular this detailed physiological explanation of it. It improves vision, and this is where the whole approach of Ayurveda and allopathy and Western medicine differs. So if somebody says that if you do abhyanga of your hands, for example, or the palms, or the pad, what you said, that is the sole, then this sole rubbing of those sole with the oil or the abhyanga, it actually reduces any kind of distortion or variation in your vision So that is where it differs from the traditional Western approach, and here the Ayurveda plays very important role. It nourishes the tissue, every tissue, and it prolong your age. It induces sleep, for example. That is another way. Why it is induces sleep? See, whenever there's a penetration through the our dermis, which is a layer of a skin, epidermis, dermis, and then endodermis. When it pass through it, it also acts on the neurons of your nervous system, which are also spread across the whole skin. And these neurons, or neuromuscular junction, which is actually connection between neurons and the other another neurons, on these neurons also it works. As a result of it, there is a release of hormones, so enkephalins, endorphins. These hormones are released, and as a result of it, these hormones, they are actually good hormones. They are the happy hormones, what you can say, because its effect is happiness. These are released, and as a result of it, it soothes, or it actually calm down the nervous system. And that is why when you when actually it calms down the nervous system, it also calms down your heart. It also reduces your BP little bit. So that's why if a person has very high BP, then definitely you can prescribe this particular thing, that okay, you go for every day good abhyanga. So that's why if the person is suffering from stress, because stress is a result of actually very heavy your adrenal pituitary adrenal axis stimulation, and then the stimulation of adrenaline, and that stress actually induced by this adrenaline is reduced by abhyanga. So person who is suffering from stress, never forget to prescribe this person that you do at least one day, one time, at least twice a week massage, and this will reduce the stress. Shram also it reduces. Shram means if you are tired, if you are exhausted, then definitely what you can do, you can do the massage of all those organs of body, or all those skin part of the body, where you find that you are having a little bit of ache because of lot of shram. And finally it also improves the skin tone, its complexion, and the structure of the skin, so you will get a glow on the skin. So it is said that a person who is doing massage every day, okay, the person will have a very good glow on the skin. Let's come to the very small point of how the direction should be of massage, whether it should be left to right, right to left, up to down, down to up. There are two concepts which are there in this direction. The first, number one, is that they say that it should be done according to the blood flow. So if the specifically the venous blood flow, because arteries, they are with pressure, so they have a blood flow structure, but veins, they have little bit of passive blood flow, because the blood pressure is not that much to flush them from there to heart. But of course circulatory system works, it pushes the blood to the heart from the venous system. So it is said that the for the veins, it should be from away from heart towards the heart. For arteries, it should be from the heart towards outside. This is the one concept. Second concept is that you can also have a circular massage, specifically on joints. So if joints are there, you should have a circular massage. Any joints should have a circular direction of massage. That is another thing. Very importantly, the the lymphatic system of your body. Lymphatic system, like our blood system or circulatory system of blood, it doesn't have any pump in the body. It has just a system, just the vessels and lymph nodes. Now as there is no pump, it carries the lymph throughout the body just by movement of your body. And that's why those people who are not moving their immunity, because lymphatic system is connected to immunity, so those people who are not moving their actual movement are less, these people they have very less immunity because their lymph is not circulating in the body properly. So you can connect that lymph is not circulating, and hence less, because of less movement, and hence low immunity. So less movement is connected to low immunity. Now how abhyanga affects it? If there is less movement, the person should go for massage. If the person is bedridden, okay, we should give that person massage. As a result of it, lymph will flow better and better. So what is said as a tel malish or shirodhara, or it is said as a even the oil massage, but it should be given to the body so that the lymph should circulate in the body. And there is another very much big usage of massage, that lymph should circulate in the body, which imparts the higher immunity. Actually, we should do yoga, definitely we should perform, observe yoga every day, but again, applying massage, applying abhyanga, it is very important that you should have 5 to 15 minutes of massage to circulate your lymph. Okay, where everyday massage should be done, at least 3 organs, it is said: shira, shravana, and padeshu. This is what said, where it should be: shira means head, shravana means ear, and padeshu means the palm and soles. These are the 3 main organs where the massage should be done. Otherwise, it should be done for the whole body, that is true, but it should be done. These are the 3 important organs where Ayurveda said that this particular massage should be done. It also enhances the elasticity of our skin. Skin elasticity is increased by massage. Nourishment, because many times the capillaries which are there in our skin, they are not under that so much of pressure that they can carry the nutrient of our blood, in our blood, to every cell, and massage will actually do it. So it will increase the circulation. It will also massage the hair follicles. It will also massage the dry calf. So calf massage is very important, right? So you will have healthier calf, scalp. Sorry, not calf, scalp. Okay, calf is actually the lower portion below the knee. So where our tibia, fibula, this skeleton is there. If you do calf massage, it is like that you are circulating the blood throughout your legs, because there is a highest amount of blood supply to the calf is there. So calf and scalp both are very important to massage, right? If you want a glow or relaxation on your face, then massage is the answer for this. If you want that you want to cherish your mood, then definitely massage is the key approach for that. Consider the structure of the skin. You'll find that in our skin structure, you'll find there is a epidermis. Okay, that is a kind of protective layer, which is kind of a you can say that it is a somewhat little bit of transparent layer having a dead cells. Below that there is a dermis, where from which the sebaceous glands, sweat glands, these are originated, and there's a hair base also below that, and you'll find that the sweat oozes out from there. By abhyanga, all these layers are also penetrated, and whenever you actually do this particular abhyanga, at that point of time the dead cells are removed. Almost you can say that more than 1 trillion dead cells they are removed in almost a week. So you can see that any room in your home has a dust which contains 70% of your own skin cells. So Abhyanga will actually, these skin cells, instead of going into the air, they'll be removed during after Abhyanga. When you take bath, they'll be removed from your skin, which gives you a fresh feeling. Now these cells, see the physiology of it, the specifically the biochemical approach of it. The cells are very small structure, unit structure of our body, and these cells have the cell wall which is actually lipoprotein, lipid protein. This is known as lipoprotein. So lipid part is what? The part which is actually the fat loving structure, and the the protein part is kind of the hydrophilic, or you can say that the water loving structure. So that's why it has a lipid and the also the fat as a combination of it, and that's why it has both the properties. Our skin has both the properties. It may not get wet so easily, it may not get oil also get penetrated so easily. So lipid protein, but as it has a lipid structure, the oil penetrates through it very fast, and that is where the abhyanga works. The physiology of abhyanga, that to reach to the each nerve below the skin, it actually has to go through the lipoprotein structure, and also it enhances the exchange of the nutrients in the cell, because you are churning out it, you are giving a small mechanical jerk to your skin, and that's why the exchange of nutrient in your skin, it is enhanced. And that is why it is said that abhyanga nourishes your body. You will find your breathing will actually slow down during abhyanga. If it is not slowing down, it is getting quicker, it means that there is some problem either in the frequency of your massage or massaging movements, or it is that you are under stress. You have to have the proper strokes of your massage or of your rubbing the skin, right? So our skin has definitely a sensory receptors. These receptors get freshened and stimulated, and when these happy hormones they are released, they work literally like anti-stress or anti-adrenergic effect. You'll find that uh, right from the skin to the bone marrow, this particular travel of oil is from 5 minutes to 35 minutes. It is said that like rasa, rakta, mansa, meda, asti, majja, shukra, these these particular dhatu to travel in Ayurveda, this particular travel takes almost 35 minutes literally, and it is said that rasa within 5 minutes, or within some even 65 second, it can reach to rasa in the skin, and then you will find that to up to majja, or what you can say is up to the muscles, it reaches to almost 35 minutes, you can say. But it is rarely given any evidence in Ayurveda or any statement that it can reach out to shukra, which is a most or deepest dhatu in our body. So from Ayurvedic point of view, from rasa to shukra, this travel is up to majja only, right? So this particularly shallow to deep travel occur during abhyanga. Very very important thing where we should give our attention, where to avoid massage. Okay, first of all, if some part is injured, okay, this particular part which is injured, or there is a cut, it should be avoided, because there are bacteria which grow in sugar, which grow in definitely in some proteins, but there are bacteria There are viruses which grow even in fat, right? So if there is a cut, it should be avoided. If there is a surgery, definitely you have to connect to your doctor that what type of massage, or a physiotherapist, or you can say what type of abhyanga. You should connect to your Ayurvedic doctor for this abhyanga. Second, those people who are kapha pradhan, okay, so kapha pradhan, or who has the approach of Monday go karenge, not today, we'll do it on Monday. Let's see. These kind of people, they are generally kapha pradhan. So these people, we should reduce the frequency of massage, because massage or abhyanga with oil, they will actually soothe them, and they will become more passive. So cough people, they should actually go away from abhyanga, or not completely, but they should reduce the frequency. If you are doing panchakarma, immediately you should not go for abhyanga. That is very important. Uh, because already in panchakarma you have cleaned your body, and if you are going for the for particularly abhyanga, then it becomes a very synergistic effect, right? So during ajirna, see this is physiologically related. How in Ashtanga Hridaya this is given in shloka, that when there is a ajirna or indigestion, this abhyanga should be avoided. Why? The reason is this: you are soothing your complete body, you are reducing the stress on the body. Now if there is a ajirna, there is a low motility of your gut as a result of it, and here you are again soothing yourself. There are happy organs releasing, during which you are again the motility of your gut reduces. It will be further ajirna will be actually increased. But it is also said that if you are particular type of ajirna where your motility is not there, because your moments are not there, then actually abhyanga will cause the actual moments of it. So it depends on what type of ajirna you have, or what is the reason of ajirna, on that basis. But as a thumb rule, that if ajirna is there, not to analyze it too much, and stop it for a day or two, or till you have indigestion. Okay, it actually, you cannot say that it reduces the strength of digestion, but it says that for a while it will reduce the strength of digestion. So n number of advantages of abhyanga are there. When it is to be done, definitely it is to be done before yoga, or before any physical exercise. Abhyanga should be done in the morning, right? And after that, yoga or walking or running should be done, and after that you can take your path. Specifically, it is generally meant for vata dosha, but I'll come to that it can also be meant for the kapha dosha, as well as for pitta dosha, and pitta or kapha dosh, but they have to use different oil there. That is a key thing, where approach, Ayurvedic approach and allopathic approach differs. What is a way to perform abhyanga? First of all, choose right oil. Okay, according to the dosh, or tridosh, what our body is type of. Okay, what type of our body belongs to. Suppose a person is very angry, raging, or the kind of like tod fod. So the person is generally pitta pradhan. Generally, the person is very intelligent. Generally, that person is generally vata pradhan, or having aches in the evening, but in the morning he is very quick. The person is vata pradhan. Very, it's very coarse approach I am telling you to check what pitta Kaf, let's do it on Monday. Let's not do it today. Okay, so today is not the day. Let's relax first. That is a kaf. Okay, so we have to first find out what type of body we have, and according to that choose oil. Which oil to be chosen, that I'll come to that. Okay, pour this oil in a bowl, one bowl of steel, or you can take it even the glass bowl, but it should be definitely heat resistance, and it should be this bowl should be placed in a hot water, and it should be warm to extent that it should have a little bit more temperature than the body. That's it. So warm bowl of oil, that should be taken, and with minimum cloth on your body, just with a simple towel, you can put the tip of finger in the bowl of oil, and you can use tip of finger, the middle portion, as well as the base of your palm, so that for scalp you can put the fingers, for the flat part you can choose this particular palm portion or base of your palm. And then strokes, you can have upward, downward strokes. Always try to remember that where there is a direction of your hair, that direction you can choose for massage. You can also have circular, as I said, circular direction to the joints. So it is said that this nourishes your joints very well. So definitely Ayurveda recommends that 5 to 15 minutes, but you can choose your time. More than 5 to 15 minutes, you can extend it up to 35 minutes, but more than that it is not generally recommended, right? So you can have a bath after abhyanga. Sometimes you can put, if you have some ache or you can have joint ache, you put in a 1/3 cup of water, take a baking soda powder and some ginger powder. You can put in water in 1 cup, and then put into the water where you want to take a bath by, and then you can take bath with this water of baking soda and ginger powder. That is another approach generally followed in Ayurveda, because of which the ginger has anti-inflammatory properties, and baking soda will help you to actually get your oil out of your skin. It is always recommended that no oil should be kept after your bath on your skin, because skin is already fresh. Let's come to something like what type of oil, or what are the key names of the oil which should be used for particular dosha. And here there are lots and lots of discussions you will find in Ayurveda, lots of papers, research papers you will find, but there are some consensus which occur in Ayurveda for particularly which oil should be used. So see, primary, you consider for example Vata. So what are the primary qualities of Vata? It is dry, number one. Number two, cool. And number three, rough, subtle, and mobile. And that's why it imparts a talent in the person. But at the same time, as it is cool, it will also impart that after some times, if the heat is not provided, the person will be cool, right? It is dry, so definitely it requires oil. And that is why Vata dosha is a perfect candidate for applying abhyanga. So any Vata dosha, that can be rectified very easily with abhyanga. So you'll find that if the person is Vata, so definitely all people are intelligent, okay, in this forum, definitely they should all use the abhyanga for their removing their Vata dosha. Vata gives you a kind of even thought process, a quick decision making power, but at the same time, it will, if it increase beyond that percentage which is required to keep yourself healthy, it will increase your dosh. What are the, to remove what Vata dosh, what are the different oil which should be used? We can use ashwagandha, that is a key nourishing oil. Bal ashwagandha. You can use shatavari, okay, which will increase the strength. You can use sesame oil, olive oil, which are main oil which is to be used, and mahanarayan tel, which is again for the joints. And sometimes this Mahanarayan tel is also used along with some Pitta dosha oil or a base of it, or you can say the coconut oil, which is a very good Pitta dosha oil. So these mixtures can be done. If you want that particular joints are to be treated for Vata dosha, Mahanarayan tel is one of the best one. And if you want that particularly eyes or lips or small portion of your body which are to be treated for abhyanga, then ghee can be used. A pure ghee can be used, which is cow ghee can be used. There are oils like Kottam Chukadi oil. This is where one of the oil you will find nowadays, which are used for neuromuscular pain and which are used for sciatica and spondylosis also, for specifically Vat dosh. So the different diseases which are pronounced in allopathy, they can be even Vata Pradhan, Kapha Pradhan, Pitta Pradhan in Ayurveda. So you'll have to be very careful while determine whether it is a Vata Pradhan, Pitta Pradhan or Vata Pradhan, Kapha Pradhan. So that should be very importantly diagnosed. Okay. There is a Mahamasha tel which is used generally for the revival after the paralysis. That tel can be used. Even Masha tel can be used, or Mahamasha tel can be used. This is about Vata dosh, and key treatment of Vata dosh is Abhyanga. Coming to the Pitta dosha. Pitta dosha is what is the primary quality of Pitta dosha? Is that it's a sharp, shoot at sight. So this is a Pitta dosha. Okay, the hot, warm person, light, but it has a, you can say that the Pitta dosha has a kind of fleshy smelling, or a spreading liquid, like that Pitta dosha has a characteristics. And hence, what is a traditional light cooling effect should be there on the Pitta dosha, that the oils which are to be used, this should be again very fast soothing one. And that's why all those soothing oil which are used for Pitta dosha, they are also used many times for migraine, because migraine is also a type of Pitta. They are used for anti-stress, because stress is also generated out of Pitta. And they are also used for calmness, coolness, or for inducing sleep. You all know all these oils like rose oil, khas oil, chandan, santalum album, which is known as sandalwood oil, bringaraj oil, okay, that relax the scalp, or brahmi, so Jatamasi, Brahmi. The neem oil has the most intense effect. Neem, it is very bitter, and if you use neem oil, you'll find that your skin gives a smell of so bitterness that you even cannot be, you will not be actually preferred to get a platform by mosquito. If you try this neem oil, you will come to know that when you apply neem oil, even mosquito will not come and sit on your that portion where you have applied the oil. So as a result of it, it also works as a mosquito repellent. Bringaraj oil, which is used nowadays for even scalp, okay, and the best base for this is a coconut oil. So those people who are pitta dosh people, having sometimes uh, out of all 12 kinds of pitta, mostly if the person is suffering from allergy, mostly it is a pitta dosh, mostly. And this oil, you can these all these oil, brahmi, jatamasi, or guruchi, even you can use shatavari or licorice is a very good pitta shamak. These can be used for the pitta dosha. But if you want intense cooling, neem oil is the best oil which can be used. You can have this mixture with kind of neem oil with a kind of other oil, depending on what type of pitta plus combination you have. Pitta, there may not be pitta kapha combination, but there can be pitta vata combination can be there. So better to use this particular oil. And you can also have a base of sunflower oil. So pitta dosh is to be can be treated with these kind of abhyanga oil. So rose also can be there, and khash can be there. Right? Coming to the kapha dosha. Right? Kapha dosha, see, actually kapha dosha people should not be taken frequent abhyanga, that we have already discussed. Because what is the main quality of kapha? Oil itself is the main quality of kapha. So you are applying oil on the kapha dosha, you are increasing the kapha dosha. If the person is saying Monday karenge, Monday, not today, then you immediately say, boss, this is a kapha dosha. But this kapha dosha people have a fun. I'll tell you how. When they start, this engine is like a dinosaur. Kapha dosha is like a dinosaur. When this engine start, actually it takes time to start this engine. Generally, managers are to be of kapha dosha, or they should be induced with kapha dosha, so that they can keep their cool. But these people are very cool. They have good decision making power, because there is a vata which is playing inside role, and that's why they can become a very good manager. But if you apply them oil, then they will sleep. Okay, they'll sleep. They already will be sleeping at least for 8 hours, 9 hours. They'll be sleeping for 10 hours. So do not try on kapha dosha this particularly abhyanga, because oil is cool, oil is heavy, oil is slow, oil is smooth, oil is soft, oil is static. And that's why kapha dosha also has the same qualities. And that's why it increase the kapha dosha. But still there are which are said in Ayurveda, like calamus or vacha oil, or sometimes rosemary oil, or chitrak, or punarnava oil. These are the oils which are used for the kapha dosha. And you can use the base of corn oil or almond oil or sesame oil sometimes for kapha dosha. But generally you should stay away from abhyanga, or you can do it once in a week, once in a month kind of thing. Sometimes now Ayurveda has gone to that extent that they use the combinations of oil. So for example, you can have a combination of guduchi or tulsi or brahmi or bringaraj or arjuna, right? Depending on what type of effect you want. So you'll find that in market you will get some pain relief oil, but this pain relief oil will have both the components of vat as well as pitta, shamak. So those kind of things are there in pain relief oil. Only thing is, this if has an effect through abhyanga, but if it has a counter irritant effect, then that will have a different components. For example, counter irritant is chili is a counter irritant. So chili will have a different effect. It won't have a abhyanga effect. Abhyanga effect will be by if that particular oil has a against that particular doshas, right? Those are the abhyanga effect. If you want to use very natural natural treatment of your skin after the abhyanga, the many ayurvedic papers, they have given that the chickpea flour, that can be used. Chickpea flour, and that can be, the paste of that can be applied to your skin, and then you will find a very good effect. Okay, and this I have found that in many cases, what we recommend sometimes to apply, for example, a person who is a pitta pradhan, apply coconut oil, okay, on the body, and do the abhyanga, and after that the mixture of chickpeas and the milk or curd, that can be rubbed over it, and as a result of it, or a besan even can be used for it. And this particular besan or chickpeas flour, these actually take away the oil to high extent. As a result of it, you have oiled your skin, you have done the abhyanga, as well as you have removed the oil from the top of the skin. As a result of it, the clogged pores of your skin, they will get fresh. So both the effects are there. They are done. You'll find that if you want to soothe yourself sometimes, uh, you can use, if you want a very good sleep you want, and you have a insomnia kind of thing, you can use chamomile oil. Okay, what do I say, that sometimes a chameli or nutmeg oil. There are oils like lang lang oil. The spelling is ylang. I have used it for many people, and lang lang oil works very well. It has a very good effect on your nervous system. Or you can use a bringaraj or licorice oil also. Sometimes guruchi they are used, and if you want that the person should get rejuvenated, then ashwagandha or bala ashwagandha can also be used. So in short, let's sum up little bit of about oil. If there is a muscle build should be done, then you can have the oil for vata. For example, bala ashwagandha. If you want muscle strength should be done, then you can use mahanarayan tel. Okay, sometimes people use dhanvantaram tel, right? And if you want to relax your muscles, there is a difference between giving a strength to the muscle, relaxing your muscle, then nurgundi tel can be used. Rejuvenating or after the paralysis, as I told, that mahamasha tail or bala mahamasha tail or masha tail can be used, right? If your muscles are stiff, you have gone to some trekking and your muscle gets stiff, then you can also use sahacharadi tail. You can also use, I have also already told, kottam chukkudi tail, right? And if you want that your neuromuscular junctions they are to be relaxed, then you can use balataila or mahabalataila.
Thank you so
So
much, friends.
so that was the thing which actually I have gone through very speedily. I think we are dearth of time. Probably I have taken much more time than required, right? So any questions, definitely I'll note it down, I can answer it.
Yeah.
So
So what
that
Mr.
was a
Raja
short
now
one.
is, so this is like as detailed as you can get, right? So wonderful. I feel okay. Few things, guys. Okay, on people on the call. I'm sure this will require another session to go into the details. Now, what you heard today was an overview. Okay. Now, how do we implement this in our life? We will have a follow-up session on this before we actually include this as a habit. But few practical things. Okay, so then we'll take questions in the chat window. So I did Abhyanga, daily Abhyanga. I don't remember for how long, but it was for considerable amount of time, like 2 months or so. I did every day. Okay, so which oil to use is one big area of exploration. Okay, so the only oil that I use generally at home is the coconut oil. So there is parachute. I'm not doing advertisement, but this is what we have been using since childhood. That's one. And then there is a wood pressed, basically organic oil that I get from my village. So we store some bottles of organic coconut oil. So I use that. So practically, now if you have to take Abhyanga, what time should you get up? When to do? So the typical flow of the event since morning would be, so you go to toilet, empty your bowels, brush, okay. Generally, after this you go to do yoga or running or anything, okay, typically. So after this, apply oil. Again, there are very small practicalities here involved here. Depending on number of bathrooms you have in your home, should you generally you'll have to take off your clothes and you'll just be in your inners, and you do it in your bedroom or in the bathroom. So that's like a practical thing that you need to figure out. Before that, you need to warm the oil. So I've made one mistake, Raghav, that is, I used to take the cup, put the oil, put it on the gas stove. Okay, so I realized later there is a mistake that we should not heat the oil directly on the flame. So either we have to heat the water and then put the oil into a bowl and keep the bowl there, or you keep the container to boil the water, and inside that you keep the bowl and put the oil in that. So it should be indirect heating. Or another method is you heat the bowl directly, take it off the stove, and then put the oil. Oil should not be heated directly.
Yep.
Now, practically, if you see, I did the Kaizen method of how much time will it take to do all these things. So sometimes the logistics of this whole Abhyanga might actually put you off from doing it every day. Even if you do once a week, it's a big thing. Okay, once in a month is a luxury. Okay, so let's not look at it as this is a very difficult thing to do. Okay, let's gradually get there. If we get to a stage in the next 1 year to do Abhyanga once a weekend, it's an achievement.
True.
Okay, so let's see, because in the rush of doing all these things, we'll lose consistency. We'll not have the right commitment. So the idea in inculcating any new habit is start slow, be consistent. Consistency is more important than rigor.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'll get back to the practical part. So you'll heat the oil. Typically, boys are very lazy in this. Men are very lazy when it comes to doing all these things because it requires all these efforts, and we are generally not kitchen friendly, right? Okay. So I'm talking about the Indian context here. Apologies if it hurts anyone's sentiments, but that's the truth. Okay. Women generally are better at this, but they are hard pressed for time, given the number of daily chores and homely responsibilities involved for women. Okay. So again, not being gender biased here, but you figure out what the schedule that works for you. So you heat the oil. I generally take the oil inside the bathroom. Get down to my inners, apply the oil right from head to toe, and you have to leave at least half an hour gap, as Raghav said, so that all these 7 tissues, saptadhatus, can absorb this oil. Okay. Now, when you apply the oil and you are in your inners, now where will you spend the next 30 minutes? Okay. It's a very practical question. So will you sit in the bathroom for 30 minutes? Now you might be having your parents and in-laws in your home, kids in your home of different age groups. So you can't be walking around in your inners applying oil in your home for 30 minutes. So you decide, then if you want to put on your clothes, it means your clothes will sort of become a little oily. Okay, then you have to put those clothes for washing.
Yeah.
So these are all very practical things. So what I generally do, I apply oil. So it's just me, my wife and son at home. I just go and sit in some place. I apply soap to my hand and wash and use the next 30 minutes to read something, either on mobile or on laptop or on a book. Okay, so that's the time. Or if you have a habit of cleaning your house, you can do the jadu pocha, etc. in that time. Okay, and if you want to stand and do some sukshma vyayam in the next 30 minutes, I don't know whether it is suggested or not, but that's how you can spend the next 30-35 minutes.
It is suggested.
Okay.
And
Okay,
according
so
to
you do sukshma vyayam while
Yeah.
you're on oil.
Yeah.
Okay. So next thing is now when to take bath. So some of you asked the question, can you do yoga right after applying oil and then take bath? I think that's not a practical thing, because if you apply oil and start doing asanas, you'll slip and injure yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. And your mat will become very oily. Okay. So that's not a good thing. So after 30-35 minutes, Ayurveda says 40 minutes, but about 30 to 40 minutes is good. Then you take bath. Now some people have a habit of taking cold water bath. Okay. Some people have a habit of taking little warm, like lukewarm water bath, and then some people take really hot bath, depending on the region that you live in. Because if you ask a person to take cold water bath in Gujarat and Rajasthan or Delhi in winter season, they'll freeze there in the bathroom, right? So I think warm water bath is recommended.
Yes.
Right? So the day you do Abhyanga, avoid cold water bath. Okay. So one mistake I did, Raghav, was that I never use soap much. Okay. So now I have to redo that. Probably use some. Okay. So another practical tip: be careful about your feet. If you have applied oil to your feet, you might slip.
Yes.
Because nowadays the tiles are very smooth, especially in the bathroom, along with the water content, it will be very slippery. And if you have elderly people in the home, if you take abhyanga and come out, make sure that you clean the bathroom very clearly.
Yeah.
You know, most elderly people get injured by slipping and falling in the bathroom. Even kids. So be careful about that. And
so there can be in bathroom there are tiles which are anti-slip tiles. Nowadays they are there. Or second thing, you can have one small helping rod in the bathroom.
So I do
Always that is
to clean the bathroom
correct.
taking bath.
That is very important.
In most of the Western countries, people do it as very religion thing, but in the Indian context, people don't do that. So it's a good thing. Just have a small cleaning thing. You wipe the whole floor after taking bath. Not just for abhyanga, it's applicable for every day actually.
Absolutely.
Whatever. So after that, generally, if you are not applying soap or powders that Raghav mentioned, your body will be oily, and you will have to wash your towels every day or once in 2-3 days, because the towel will become oily. You'll start attracting the fungi if you don't wash the towel. So these are all some practical things. Okay, and if your inners will become very oily if you're doing it often. Okay, so you'll have to soak them in soap, detergent, powders, etc., and wash it. So these are some things. After this, you can start yoga. But again, people who do rigorous hatha yoga type of practices will again sweat within 30 minutes. Okay, so some people have a habit of taking bath after doing yoga, but you should not do it immediately. You should let the body cool down a bit after yoga nidra, come to normal temperature, and then take bath. Okay, so you will have to experiment a bit. So this habit is not very straightforward. Okay, this requires some amount of logistical planning in terms of heating the oil, the bathroom usage, timing, all that I explained. Okay, and only in the morning, not in the afternoon or evening. So please do only in the morning. And whether it is 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. doesn't matter. If you plan to do every day, be careful to identify your dosha first. Now, someone asked a question, how to identify my dosha? Either you can go to an Ayurveda expert, they can diagnose and tell you what's your dosha prominence. Dosha by definition doesn't mean something fault, because literal meaning of dosha means something is wrong. So here in Ayurveda, dosha doesn't mean something is wrong. Dosha means that's your nature. So there are 3 doshas as Raghav mentioned: Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Okay, and there are combinations: Vata, Pitta, Pitta, Kapha, Vata, Kapha, Vata, Pitta, Kapha combinations. So there are 7 combinations. Or you can take an online survey. There will be a number of questions. You can respond to the survey questions. So just Google for dosha identification questionnaire. Okay, and there are many products actually who make you go through such a survey and tell you the right product to use in terms of shampoo, etc. So I'll not get into that. So you can use such questionnaires and see your score, and it will tell you whether you're Vata prominent or Pitta prominent or Kapha prominent. But also seasonally, these dosha prominences change for some people, and based on the geography you're in. Okay, so little, you'll have to spend some time to identify your dosha prominence, okay, and then use the right oil. But I think, Raghav, it will not be wrong to say that probably just use coconut oil as a default.
Yeah,
is that okay?
Absolutely.
It's been commonly used in most homes, right?
Absolutely.
So just start with coconut oil. Gradually, if you really see that it's showing a lot of result, it will show, okay? I have hardly seen a person who has done abhyanga and has not said, I've seen the benefits. Most people who do abhyanga definitely see the benefits. Okay. So what else? Any other practical thing? Now let's go for questions. Okay. So before starting daily, if you're doing daily, fantastic. It means you have figured it out in terms of time it takes, the logistics of heating the oil, etc., and which oil to use. So you have gotten into the rigor of it. But to start with, we'll do it as a weekly habit, okay, not as a daily habit. So let us get into the rhythm slowly. So, okay, so I'll take the questions now. So Rajiv, your question on the oil has been answered. I know it might be a bit confusing as well, Rajiv, to see based on the number of oil options available out there. But let us start with the common coconut oil. If you can get any coconut oil in the market, that's fine. If you can get cold pressed organic oil, it's even better. Kamini has a question, Raghav. Does it help improve sinus and migraine?
Yeah. So here, for sinus or migraine, what you can do pitta shamak oils. These can be used. If you use pitta shamak oil, then definitely lang lang oil you can use. But again, lang lang oil is very very costly. So you have to have a base like coconut oil, and then you can use pitta, and it will definitely affect positively the migraine that is there. You can also use chamomile oil or brahmi oil, jatamasi oil you can use. So all pitta shamak oils you can use, and even vacha sometimes they are using. So khash, that also can be used for pitta shamak oil.
And also, Kamini, for sinus, Ayurveda has a specific practice which can help sinus. It's called, what is the name? Nasya. Okay.
Nasya.
So we'll get to that. Nasya and all we'll address eventually. Okay. So Rajkishore, your question is answered. How to identify whether you are Vata or Kapha? It's not Kaph, Cough, Kaph. It's Kapha, Kafa. Okay. So it's not Kaph wala Kapha, but yeah, people with Kapha prominence might have more Kaph. That's a different thing. Okay. Yeah. So Asmita, to your question, first we do yoga, then oil massage. Well, typically you do Abhyanga first, put the oil first, massage. Again, massaging might itself take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't do Abhyanga because it takes time. So there are people who have practiced the very minimal version of this. They go to bathroom quickly. They'll put the coconut oil box or pouch in the bathroom itself. Before they brush, they just apply oil. It'll hardly take 2-3 minutes without even heating. Some people have experimented this also. And while that oil is applied, you brush and go to toilet and etc. So that you save that 30 minutes time. You do multitasking there, okay, and then go and take bath. Okay, so you have to experiment a little bit. Again, don't apply too much oil on the hair. Well, right now I don't have a lot of hair. I've shaved it, but if you apply too much oil on the hair and not clean it enough with soap or shampoo, etc., you will catch cold. So be careful about that. So Asmita, so it is better to do Abhyanga, take bath, and then do yoga. But if you have a habit of taking bath after doing yoga, you'll have to get into a routine that works for you, Asmita. So Kamini, you said your kapha prominent and you shouldn't go for this. Figure out, once in a month, apply oil and take hot water bath and see what impact it has on you, and go for the oils which are recommended for kapha. Morning frozen shoulders, which oil to use? So Kamini, so any of these should be able to help. Eyesight, yes, eyesight can improve if you do regular Abhyanga. Mustard oil, so Rajkishore, I'll skip the types of oil, those have been answered. Can we do Abhyanga during rains? Good question. So typically it can be done throughout the year, but what is the best season to start this, Raghav? See, that's the whole Deepavali culture festive thing, right?
Yeah.
So right now, this is the right season.
This is the right season. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Cold is the right season.
Yeah. So probably we'll do one more call on this next week, so that we all can start doing at least once a week. So are we okay to treat this as a weekly habit? So I'll post Abhyanga only in the weekends, so that if you have done it, it'll act as a prompt. So Priyanka is saying, usually I do oil massage daily for myself and kids. I've been seeing this at home since childhood. It's usually
It's
heated
very
and kept.
good.
Yeah,
Very good.
very good. And do quickly, so it is accommodated. Do
Excellent.
quickly, so is it recommended or better to avoid? No,
Hmm.
it's fine. So even if you're doing it quickly, something is better than nothing, right? So start there. How do we perform abhyanga on kids above 5 years? Do we have to find out dosha for them too? So Sarlaji, I think start with basic coconut oil. That's a good starting point. Okay. Because kids generally have relatively balanced dosha than elders.
Absolutely.
Their physiology is not that much spoiled, right? Like ours. Okay. Ganesh is saying sometimes we may feel sleepy after bath, particularly full oil massage. Kindly advise. So good thing. So Ayurveda says sleeping during daytime should be avoided.
Right.
Okay. So don't use too much oil, Ganesh, to start with. Start little. Again, even if you don't want to apply to the whole body to start with, it's okay. Just head, face if you want your faces to glow, and joints especially, and all the key parts that Raghav mentioned, you can start with those.
And generally, Ganesh
I
people, they are generally kapha pradhan people. So you have shown because they are buddhimatta, right? They have buddhimatta. Ganesh itself is the buddhipate, right? So kapha pradhan people. So
okay.
yes, you are right, Manju. Reduce the applying oil.
Yeah. So feeling sleepy, yeah, it's possible that you feel sleepy, but avoid sleep by being active. Which day is better to do Abhyanga? Any day is a good day, Shrihari. So
Correct.
I think let's start with weekend. So that it requires little time, right? So not everybody might have time. In the hybrid working, remote working scenario, probably we had more time working from home. Now that we all have to go to office often, so we'll be hard pressed for time, given the commute, etc. So weekends are better. We'll have more time. But even in the weekdays, if we simply get into a habit of just take little oil in the fingers when you enter bathroom, just apply it quickly and then take bath. Even that is not bad. Coconut oil is okay. That's fine, Sharanji. So coconut is fine to start with. Are there foods to avoid after Abhyanga? So any dietary aspects to be kept in mind when you're doing Abhyanga?
Yeah. See, as such, if you are treating it as a abhyanga, as a treatment, then there are some dietary changes are required. But as a habit, it is a daily routine, right? If a person, for example, is a kapha pradhan person, should be avoided all kinds of dairy products, okay, or curd specifically, right? But the person can go for the tak or buttermilk along with ginger. If the person is uh, taking this, particularly pitta pradhan person, applying some soothing oils, and should avoid, for example, too much of masala, okay, or too much of sweet, or too much of chilies if the pitta pradhan person is there, right? For vata pradhan person, all those things which cause vat, for example brinjal, or there are sabzis like which cause vat, they should be avoided. Otherwise, as per Ayurveda, every component should be consumed in a proper limit. You should not exaggerate eating of any component beyond certain limit. So that's
Okay.
the way.
So Vijay, yes, yeah, if we eat grains in the lunch, definitely you'll feel sleepy in the afternoon. So sleeping is not recommended as per Ayurvedic lifestyle. However, you can take yoga nidra, but make sure that yoga nidra does not become nidra. Okay. So you should be aware. There should be conscious awareness when you're taking yoga nidra. I love taking afternoon yoga nidra. Okay, a 10 to 15, even 10 minutes will make a lot of difference to your rest of the day. Your energies will be quite
Very
balanced and
high.
high in the afternoon. Because if you're woken up it doesn't matter whether you wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., doesn't matter. Generally, this post-lunch session is little sleepy zone, right? So if you do take a power nap, again, definition of power nap is open, but if you do yoga nidra, where you're consciously aware And complete rest with awareness has a better relaxation effect than sleep without awareness. So hence yoga nidra will be a good practice for 10-15 minutes in the afternoon if you feel sleepy. But yeah, initially we will doze off a little bit after 5 minutes, all that will happen. But gradually, let's make sure that it stays yoga nidra and not just nidra. Okay, so we are like 25 minutes over time. So any last questions? I know this is a slightly detailed topic and a habit that we can only master over a period of time. And Miss Asha, I appreciate that you are listening as you walk, so make sure that your attention is on the road as well. Okay, take care of your safety. Okay guys, so shall we conclude here for today, and then probably we'll do one more follow-up on this gradually. Okay, so those people who are aware of these and who want to give it a shot, go ahead and do it today. Okay, and if you want to give it a shot in the next 1 week, please do. And if Raghav, if you have time the next weekend, probably we'll do one more follow-up, or the week after. We'll see. Okay.
Let's see.
So those who want to get started can please go ahead and start practicing. Those who are already practicing, do it as regularly as you can. And I'm going to start posting Abhyanga as a weekend habit, not on the weekdays, so that it just a conscious prompt once in the weekend should be able to get us started.
I think Rajakishore has some question. Rajakishore sir has.
Yeah, please go ahead. Unmute and ask.
Thank you. Sorry to ask again about oil. Actually, since childhood, I am using mustard oil, and I have not heard from Mr. Raghav this name of mustard oil in any of the kind of oil. So is it okay?
Yeah, mustard oil or sesame oil. See, this oil is specifically very hot. Okay, it worked as a pitta. Okay, so if you have a kapha dosh or if you have a vata dosh, then definitely mustard oil is a good oil. Rather in winter season you can use mustard oil. But if you are already
That's what I saw childhood in winter. My father and I do with him.
Correct.
I did.
So that is correct.
Especially in winters only.
But again, in all these things, I forgot to tell you that any oil, if you have an allergy of it, because sometimes oil contains different components from that plant from which it is extracted, and if there is allergy, always you can test first this oil at the opposite side of the elbow, this side, okay, or you can check it on particularly, if possible, on the neck or just opposite side of your knee, right? So some people have challenges of allergy in case of this oil. But of course mustard oil is very very key oil, rather it is very that way easily available, but mustard oil in summer for a pitta pradhan person is very challenging. Okay, so be careful about it for this.
Just another one, quick one. You said we should massage in the direction of blood flow, and other statement was in the direction of hair, but both are opposite to each other.
Absolutely, very good question. This is a very good question and a very good observation also. So there is always there is a bargain in this. See, if you do opposite direction of hair, the hair will actually get uprooted sometimes. The abhyanga is also used to uproot this hair nowadays. Okay, for a kid or child, if this is done, then probably the hair growth over the period of 20 years will be very less. That is also done, but that I have not covered because that raises lots of questions, right? And then that is not a part of Ayurveda, so I kept myself away from that. Secondly, if there is a vein, for example, if you see the vein and this particularly vein is not getting enough blood flow, that portion is not being used. For example, on pat, hardly people have hair on pat, right? So as a result of it, pat, you can have the strokes away from your vertebral column. Okay, strokes which are parallel to the nerves, which are going parallel side of the vertebral column, right? If the person has some the
Yes.
kind of neuronal problems. You can also have the circular one. So, but at the same time, if you are doing same massage on your hand where you have maximum people have hair, at that point of time you have to take care. Otherwise, what will happen? A portion which you have done against the hair direction, that portion may have less hair as compared to the portion on the other hand. Suppose if you are doing massage on this direction for the left hand and for this right hand, it is opposite direction. There is a problem. So there should be one direction. If you are doing massage for considerable time, right? And if you want to increase the blood flow, definitely you can have even the opposite direction too. So it's a bargain basically.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Raghu.
Good question.
Thank you, Raghu.
Very good question.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, this is an interesting.
This is very interesting question.
Some people apply oil, very lightly. They just apply oil after taking bath as well.
Yeah.
And I do this in winters. Okay, I just apply it on the face and hands as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But that's light, not in a massage quantity, but very light.
yeah. So the reason is very different. See, abhyanga is a daily habit, Ayurvedic habit, and applying oil after the bath is for the sake of saving our skin. We are using it as a lotion,
As a moisturizer.
as a moisturizer lotion, not as a abhyanga, right? Suppose if you, that is what I covered. If you have a particular small part, suppose there is a part, say lips, and lips they are getting cracked in this winter season, you have to apply oil. That is not abhyanga. Abhyanga for lips is that you are actually rubbing it for almost 2 to 3 minutes with the oil, with the warm oil. Right? So difference between abhyanga and applying oil or moisturizer after bath, that those two are different totally. It's a good question.
Raghu Dada, thank you so much
Thank you,
for
sir.
being here.
Thank
We'll
you,
trouble you
everybody.
once again. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Have a
Wonderful.
very nice
Thanks
day.
everyone. Take
Thank
care
you.
and